Hello guys and welcome to a YouTube video, and I told you on my very first announcement that I was going to be doing YouTube, that I was going to be doing these things of legendary battles between legends and medieval fiction characters and characters that are fictitious or real. So, today I'll be doing Zoro versus Gandalf. Okay, now I'm going to be doing this by doing their overalls, of course. Put Zoro. This pen works. Diego de la Vega Zoro. Okay. We'll come up with the overall at the ending. His strike would have to be... Okay. Now let's think for a moment. His strike would have to be maybe a, 85. And defense. Okay, defense. Definitely a 95. His offense. Oof, that's gonna be high. Another 95. Speed. 85. Strength. 90. And courage. 100. Okay, so that is Zoro. Now his strike power is an 85. His defense is a 95. His offense is a 95. His speed's an 85. His strength is a 90. And his courage is 100. Now to Gandalf. Well, Gandalf's a wizard, so I mean, it depends on, like, if Gandalf's doing this in a sword fight. Because if Gandalf is doing this in a normal sword fight and not magic, then Zoro would, I think he would win. Because, I mean, Zoro is freaking badass with a sword. So Gandalf's overall, well, I'll just do the overalls at the ending. Strike. Now, Gandalf has a pretty heavy strike, so I'd have to go with a 90 for him. Okay, defense. This should be interesting, because Gandalf doesn't really block that much, because he's usually the one who's throwing the strikes, because no one really ever does get to throw the strike at Gandalf, because he's always there with the sword. And it would have to be 90 offense, 95 speed. Okay, this is going to have to be a 75 strength, 80. His courage is of course 100. Okay, now decide the main factor. I will be doing 2 of these in one video. Now decide the main factor. Who is better, Zoro or Gandalf? See, I don't know who would win this fight. I'd have to see it for myself. But if they were to fight, Zoro would be definitely more handy with a sword, and Gandalf would be more handy with his magic, of course. So there's really a big debate on this, because Zoro's got agility and Gandalf has magic. So here's the question. Would Zoro, Diego de la Vega Zoro, not Don Alejandro Zoro, not that one, or Gandalf? So, okay, so we'll do Zoro's overall as a 96 and a 96. Okay, now if you guys want to decide a winner, I would love to hear your opinions, but I cannot choose one just because they're 2 of my favorite characters, one of my 2 favorite characters of all time, quite most likely. And next we will be doing, let's see. Let's think. Who else? Let's think. Come on. Let's think. Let's do, to think. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to really think here. I'd actually like to see who would win in Zoro versus Azog the Defiler. Let's do that. Now, we'll just leave his overall the same, as we know. And then we'll put down Azog down here. Azog the Defiler is from The Hobbit. He's the Pale Orc. The Great Gunda Bad Orc. Now, okay. And you know his strength will be extremely high. It's quite obvious now, because, I mean, that is one huge freaking orc. Strike. Okay, 95, 96. Defense, he's not really that great on defense. I have to give him an 80 on this. He's extremely slow, but very powerful. Offense, 85. Speed, 75. Oh, there we go so far. Strength, this is going to be strength, 97. Courage, 85. Now, let's check out Zoro's ratings compared to Azog. Now, he's got a strike of an 85, a defense of a 95, an offense of a 95, a speed of an 85, strength of a 90, and a courage of 100. Now, let's take a look at Azog's. Well, it's obvious who would win this. Zoro would win this, no doubt. Unless you have a different opinion, of course. But I think Zoro would win this. Now, let's do... I wonder who would win in this fight. See, I love Zoro. I love, like, how they did it, and I just love his character. So now, we'll do him again versus Darth Vader. Now, Darth Vader is extremely powerful, as we all know. And he was consumed by the dark side. Pretty sure that all of you guys watching my video have seen Star Wars at least once. I watch Star Wars, like, daily. Overall, we'll save that for the ending. Ooh, I mean, he has excellent strike and defense. Okay, so strike would have to be at least a 91, defense 93. That's what we got so far. And his offense would have to be a 92. His speed would have to be a 75. Strength, 96. And his courage, 90. Now let's take a look. Let's take a look. Darth Vader, you see his attributes compared to Zoro's. Zoro wins that one. And now we will do Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, this one will be the last one. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Old or new, it's totally whichever. He's still the same no matter what. Obi-Wan versus Zoro. Two of my favorite characters going against each other. Now, I think they're both the same, except Obi-Wan is someone who can use the Force compared to Zoro, who's a regular man, but he's extremely agile, and he is like a Jedi, just dressed in black. And no one knows his face. So, Obi-Wan's strike would have to be an 85. His defense. His defense should be 95, because whenever he fought Anakin, I gotta say, he fucking put up a fight. Holy shit. His offense, 95. Speed, 80. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. Alright. Now, his strength would have to be an 85. Courage, 100. There we go. Let's take a look of who would win. So, 85, 95, 80, 85, 100. I say it's a tie just like Gandalf. This would be an extreme fight, guys. Hope you enjoyed this, because I will be doing a lot more of these, and I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a long time. I just went through a breakup, and I just didn't want you to hear my voice so saggy. And P.S. Check out my Dylan the Hacker call-out if you want to. I mean, I called him out, but you can watch it if you want. Cozy Wizard out. I really hope you enjoyed this.